Some of them will even say, oh, I'm used to girls walking up to me.
Insane. But
What happened to
not
your
insane.
What happened to your natural instinct? Is that gone now? Are men just choosing not to walk up to women? Is that a thing?
Kind of a thing. Fear is real. Mental health is real. The anxiety of trying to approach someone is real.
In LA, men are aggressive. Here, you guys are very respectful, which I really love about here. But then you guys also are so respectful. You guys do not even approach somebody. Where I'd be like, damn, Nessie, he fine over there. And I'm like, they're trying to make eye contact. Like, you over there? Yo, what the fuck? They don't see us or not? Hello? You know, it just feels like nobody's even looking. No, I'm sorry. No, am I honest? Am I being frank?
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah, I'm right. I know I'm right. I've been here. I've been traveling here for a long time, Kat. And it's a great thing to have. And then in LA, it's like everyone's so aggressive, where men are just like, damn, you fine as fuck. And this is like, no. But I think with me, I think I just carry that aura, or God has this aura he has his hand of protection over me, where he's like, nope. Like, he's literally, I walk, God is like this, like, and men do not approach me. I promise. They don't. I don't know what it is, but at this point in my life, I am over 30 years old. And so now it's like, dang, and my dad and my mom are like, when are you gonna settle down and have kids now? Now I'm having those conversations, yeah. But yeah, it's just not my time.
To the delusional female, God isn't protecting you. He has given up on you. And that so-called aura around you that you claim protects you from men is called the wall.
Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
Get the fuck away from me.
Okay, I have a question for men. Why don't you guys approach us in public? It's so frustrating. Like, I just went to Lowe's and I was walking around grabbing some supplies for my move, and I made eye contact with like 3 different guys. I was smiling, I was just like doing my thing, and nobody came up to me. They almost seemed like annoyed that I was looking at them. It's just such a weird world we're in. I guess everyone uses online dating apps, but if you guys would just like approach a girl, I'm telling you, 99% of women would love it. Like, all you have to say is like, you know, oh, I love your shoes, or, you know, do you need help with this, or literally anything, and you'll be able to tell right away if she's like vibing with you, or if she's into you, or if she's not interested and has a boyfriend. Like, she'll probably just like be a little bit more shy and walk away or something. Like,
Yeah, you heard that, gents. These females want you to approach them to make their life easier. It's no big deal. It's just your feelings and reputations at stake. They don't want to be rejected, so why don't you take the bullet for them? After all, they wouldn't know you exist unless if you literally try to get their number. As for this thought, who's good looking, she went to Lowe's. That's where a lot of married or taken men go to do home improvement projects, so she probably smiled at the most attractive man, and surprise, surprise, they were taken. Kings, if she ain't approaching you first, she's insecure. Drizzle, drizzle. Exactly. You'll know for sure if she's interested or not. No point in trying to guess, because most men are afraid of being harshly rejected or be falsely accused of something. Also, it's not a good idea to hit on women at a store you frequent at, because if someone complains to the manager, you can get banned from that store. I'm not 6 foot or rich. Exactly. Remember, the simpler the requests are, the higher the standards. So if she's complaining about men not being honest with her or not texting back within a day, that's because she's talking to men who are talking to multiple women.
These men out here done lost their fucking minds. How you gonna tell somebody, you fine, let me get your Instagram, I'm gonna talk to you, da-da-da. And I say, okay, buy me a hot dog from the corner lady. He gonna say, you wildin'. You can't buy me a hot dog, but you wanna talk to me?
For clarification, Miss Lady, it's not about the hot dog. It's really the principle. All the dude is trying to do is to get to know you, get your Instagram. He's probably interested in you. And the first thing you hit him up with is, yo, buy me a hot dog. Bro, we just want to talk. We just trying to get to know you. Like, why you gotta push a purchase on us, yo? Like, it's not about the price of the hot dog, right? Because we could afford a $5 hot dog. That's not a problem. It's just a matter that we trying to talk to you and you hit us with the, oh, buy me a hot dog first. Come on, bro. Why does everything have to be transactional? And this is the problem with our generation nowadays. Everything's transactional. Everything's about money. Shit gotta stop.
That's called being a hooker. And asking a man to buy something off the bat is like if a man were to ask for sex benefits up front. Yet these 304s will ask men to buy them something like it's a handshake. Getting to know someone shouldn't cost you anything. Besides, most men have tried this but were left high and dry once the female got what she wanted. How many times has the guy bought a female a drink at the bar because she implied she wanted a drink? But once she finally gets it, and it's her turn to give her end of the deal, which is just talking to the guy, she tells him she didn't ask for a drink. And just because he bought her a drink, that doesn't mean he's entitled to talk to her. So whoever that man was, I salute you, King, for staying strong and standing on principle. You dropped your crown. Her asking you to spend money on her before even talking to her was all you need to know that she's a gold digger. And for the female, she could have honestly liked him or was interested, yet her thought nature by default scared him away.
There's like this huge problem that I've been noticing in the dating world. The good, respectful men, the men with boundaries, will not approach women because they're trying to respect their boundaries. And it is true that biologically speaking, women are far more attuned to subtleties, like body language subtleties, than men. So a lot of times, women will actually be giving off clues and cues that they want to be approached, but it's more of like they're trying to give off a vibe or something, and the man has no idea. What ends up happening is that it's the men with no boundaries, or that don't respect boundaries, or the narcissists or the creeps that end up approaching the woman, and then the women in my life complain that it's only the creeps that approach them, when it's really we women need to be giving off way more intense.
And there it is. She just explained it. These females will make rules for most men, but break rules for the alphas. If you're not top guy, you're all the bad adjectives, but if you're a chatter Tyrone, magically you're the good guy. That's how it basically works. They can add as much nuance to this as they want, but we all know this unwritten rule. And the good guys realize the effort and risk isn't worth the reward. Because let's say there's magically chemistry and he gets her number. What is a good guy going to get from a relationship with a modern woman? She doesn't cook nor clean. She's high maintenance, which means she wants expensive dates and free meals. And when the holidays roll around, she wants expensive gifts like jewelry to quote-unquote represent the supposed connection. And she'll trauma dump about her exes onto the good men, killing the intimacy. One of the top comments says, "Just stay single, my friends. This game is too complicated." And she responds, "Aw, this makes me sad. So much to learn from dating and relationships. But yes, very complicated." Men would rather learn from other men's mistakes. Besides, it's easy to quote-unquote learn from dating and relationships when the clueless females like her don't have to pay for anything. These dating mistakes cost men money and a lot of it. That's why I say go Dutch at the very least, because she'll then be invested into the relationship if she's really interested in the first place, and it will not be easy for her to throw it away. Good guys no longer put themselves at risk. Too much to lose. Women must now approach or they won't be approached. And the female in the video responded, "There's a way for women to approach and still let the man take the lead. Just posted it to my IG stories. This so-called dating coach is super clueless. She's decent looking, so she doesn't have to do much to get a man's interest." Another comment, "Why approach just to be embarrassed by the woman? Pass, I'm going fishing." And she responds, "What about online dating?" And someone responds to her, "It doesn't work for average men as we compete with a wider pool of men outside the local area. Online dating is easier to approach through message, but that's if you actually get any matches to message."
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort.
There's plenty of pivotal moments. How about when a woman called a man weak for opening her car door? Or the time that men pursued women on dating apps and him saying, "Hey, how are you?" wasn't good enough? How about the pivotal moment when a man is looking out into the open and happens to glance in a woman's direction and somehow he's undressing her with his eyes? Or how about the moment when women considered everything the bare minimum and nothing is ever good enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men have to fix everything in a relationship to make it work and women have to simply exist? Or how about the time there was a study done that said 80% of women find men unattractive, so why would they try anymore? Or the pivotal moment where men can be accused of SA or grape at any given moment by accident just because a woman is pissed off because she was rejected? Or what about the pivotal moment that women have constantly told men that they're so undesirable that they would rather pick a bear over a human being, as if men don't have feelings? Or how about the pivotal moment that every single man that ever chased a woman was considered a simp and women simply didn't respect them or want to be with them because they're chasing and they're trying too hard? What about the pivotal moment when the nice guy gets left because he's not toxic enough? Or what about the pivotal moment where men can't even simply be respectful without it being considered creepy or too friendly? Or what about the time that women decided that not even Cheesecake Factory was good enough for a first date? That they didn't want to get to know men for who they are. They wanted to know how much money they made and their status. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth chasing. Okay, bye.
Modern women said they'd prefer a bear. We're just letting them find the bear. But in all seriousness, these females do relationships and courting in bad faith. They'll lead a guy on just to get the free attention. They date multiple men at once, but expect to be treated traditionally. And if one of the males on the roster finds out, she'll claim herself exploring or finding herself. Besides, chasing women doesn't work like you see in the cheesy 80s rom-coms. They'll file a restraining order. It says to modern women the man is desperate and has no options. Even if a top 10% male were to chase them, the man of their dreams, they'd think something is wrong with him. Like maybe he has a smaller wiener, or he's lame, or he's got no game. This whole idea of chasing women is a gynocentric trope to infer that women are the prize and higher status than men. It's always the theme to every modern show that the man is so lucky to be with the woman, and he wouldn't know what to do with himself if he didn't have her. That's why MGTOW is the answer. A man should be chasing his purpose in life, not a dime a dozen 304.
What happened to men not being afraid to come and talk to you in person? Like, I feel like I run into men all the time who will, like, say something to their homeboy or, like, say something, a compliment loud enough for me to hear, not directly speaking to me, but just so I can hear it so I can say thank you, and that's, like, their way of knowing if they can come and talk to me or not. And I remember when I was younger, like, I could be in a group of 20 girls, and the guy would not care. He would come, part the Red Sea, and come and get my number. Like, what happened to that? Where did that get lost? Did it get lost because of these dating apps? Like, I've never been on a dating app, and I will never be on one, just because I just don't feel like my man is on there. I feel like my man is going to see me in person. He's not going to be afraid. He's going to come and talk to me, right? So, like, am I doing something wrong? Or, like, is that over with? Are they just expecting us to come and talk to them? Like, are y'all going to approach them? Because hell would freeze over before I ever.
That's because back in the day, there was no social media and no female empowerment movement that's encouraged false accusations. These females today have no regret shaming men who approach them if they're not Chad and Tyrone. The rest of the 75% men to them are weird and creepy. And to answer your question, you're probably too old now. The dating apps have made the player's life much easier because now he can order thoughts like ordering food on Uber Eats. Why approach an entitled female who thinks she's too good to approach any man when these top men can stay at home, play video games, and just match for young thoughts who want to sleep around with no strings attached? Top comment says, Me Too movement. Especially if you're alone somewhere and there are no witnesses, if you're a man of means, these gold diggers will try to extort you. That is, drag your name through the mud with a false accusation if you don't settle out in court. This is another 304 retirement scheme. Falsely accuse a man to get a settlement. Being called thirsty. That's another reason. The shaming. Even if these hyenas were attracted to a man, they'll shame him in front of their friends to show off that they're wanted and they don't need a man. They think rejecting these top men will somehow validate their value and empower them. Another comment. Just watched 4 videos telling me to do the exact opposite. These females love to play the victim, and it's mostly an act to humble brag that they're wanted.
What happened to men not being afraid to come and talk to you in person? Like, I feel like I run into men all the
There are many different reasons why men won't approach you, but you can tell that they want to. For one, he's afraid of making you feel uncomfortable. Your beauty intimidates him. He's afraid of saying the wrong thing, fear of getting rejected, fear of being perceived as inappropriate or creepy. He may struggle with low self-esteem. What you gotta do is throw him a bone. You gotta drop subtle hints that you're interested, right? The easiest way is to smile and look directly at him. Subtle body language. But you're gonna stay where you're at. You're not gonna get up and approach him, because at the end of the day, as a woman, you're the prize. And if he still doesn't approach you after giving him the green light, you shouldn't want him to at that point, because he lacks self-confidence. And a man who lacks self-confidence will make dating much harder for you.
This is just advice to lure in the Chads and Tyrones. But another thing to consider is that a lot of these females will play games and lure men in with choosing signals in bad faith because they love the attention. They'll fool a guy with fake interest just to get free meals with dates.
Why do pretty girls sometimes never get approached by guys?
I have an answer to this. It's not that guys don't want to approach a pretty girl, it's that they're afraid of being rejected by a pretty girl. In their minds, they think that they get approached a ton, which can be true depending on the girl, and they know that they most likely have a slim chance with her because she has a lot of options and she probably has a boyfriend. In their mind, of course. So majority of the times they're like, I'm not even gonna bother, I'm not even gonna say anything to her. Another reason can be that they're intimidated by the girl, or she looks high maintenance like this girl was saying. If you want to join the pretty girls movement, DM me on Instagram at BeautyByAli7.
It's because there's no point in approaching them. Men in the feminist West have realized that the prettier the female, the bigger her entitlement and standards are. If she happened to be single, no doubt she would be talking to a bunch of males at once and looking for the highest bidder. Either whoever gives her the best relationship benefits or whoever is the most attractive male. Also, with social media, these attractive 304s are more likely to be part of a celebrity or professional athlete's rotation, or she's on OF, which means she's for the streets for life. Bottom line is that men would rather not waste their time, money, and resources anymore because pretty women are just gold diggers one way or another. Top comment: they're definitely intimidated. I'd say more like realistic. Also, pretty women are more likely to be harsher when they reject men, along with feminists. I see and hear of pretty girls getting approached all the time. It's only online I hear this, which is weird. Oh, I know what's happening. When females ask why men aren't approaching pretty women, they mean these top 10% men, not that average Joe. And it's because these high-value men don't need to approach. These pretty females are a dime a dozen, just good for a pump and dump. There's nothing different about anyone. They're all spoiled basic bitchs. These top men probably already have a rotation of pretty women, and they also figured if a female was attracted to them enough, she'd approach them, thus saving them time and effort. Another comment: I wish they would swallow their nerves and just talk to us. No, it's free validation. These females want men to approach them so they can reject them and have a massive ego boost. It's not that they actually want to get to know the men, they want to brag to the other thoughts and dunk on them because they're in competition with each other.
I'm going to make this really, really simple for you, okay? So just listen up. Harassing women versus going up to them and having a conversation with them when they make it clear that they want to be talked to are two completely different things. And if you do not know the difference between those situations, then I highly, highly recommend don't approach them. I'm not sure how me walking outside and being catcalled and being said, hey baby, hey, you look good today. Oh, your dog's so cute. Hey, convince your mommy to let me take her out to dinner is even in the same realm for you as just approaching a woman, having a conversation and asking her out. Once again, if you really can't tell the difference, just don't approach her. I guarantee you she will be really thankful for it.
Yeah, gents, the difference between approach and a harassment is attractiveness. If she's not interested, you trying to talk to her is harassment. Just get your passport and you can have a full conversation with foreign women who aren't attracted to you. They know what a relationship means, and the last thing they want to do is to ruin their chances of finding a good man by poisoning the dating culture. These foreign traditional women see the big picture and understand that they have a reputation because men talk to each other. If they were to be rude to one man for no reason, the man that they really want is going to think they're a bitch, not wife material, and pursue someone else.
This is why men don't pursue women anymore. Because so many men are on dating apps nowadays, it has given them this illusion of an unlimited choice in women. So when men go out to bars or restaurants, they are not pursuing women anymore because they know that when they go home, they will have the backup of the dating app.
If only dating apps worked that way for men, they actually work like that for women. Because the reality is, men could swipe all day, swiping like on all of those women. And he is lucky to get 1 or 2 matches. Men stop pursuing women because us ladies told them to stop. We complained every single time a man has approached us. We have done things like give him our boyfriend's number, or yell at him, or overall show that we're bothered by him approaching. And a lot of men want to respect our boundaries, want us to feel comfortable. So for the majority of men, the potential of making us uncomfortable is not worth it to them, so they're not gonna even bother approaching us. Men also don't want to pursue us if we're not gonna make any effort in return. At that point, it's just a waste of time, and he could spend that time pursuing his hobbies or building his career.
Couldn't have said it better. It just goes to show these females are only thinking about the players and the men who have options. Like I said, these females are clueless, which is why they're going to stay single for the rest of their life. She, like most modern women, are conflating the top 10% males to the rest of the male population because she literally thinks all males have the dating app options that Chad and Tyrone do. But it doesn't matter, because men would rather go MGTOW than settle for Chad's and Tyrone's leftovers.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.